Well, morning, folks. Sorry, I got MSNBC on right now. It's 4:05 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, August 28th, 2023. One of the hosts on there is Reverend Al Sharpton, and I'm going to be addressing this one over to him. Morning, Rev. Yeah, you're talking about how it's impossible to get rid of evil in man. That's the problem. We've always had that, unfortunately. We still had the duality of man. We still had the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in us all. It's a constant battle we're trying to deal with ourselves and trying to prove to people that we're actually decent people. And on the inside, we've got this murderous, craving creature inside of us that loves this kind of situation. I don't know what the solution is. I mean, I know people are going to say more thoughts, more prayers. But even with the more prayers they got, sometimes I wonder if it's enough. Uh, you were speaking with another gentleman on this morning about making better laws. Well, the problem is, Rev, it's still the people that still decide, and unfortunately, with these idiots that we got voted into office, some of them are going to be termed out, but probably put back in office again because we don't have the people necessary with intelligence or even a heart, literally. Sorry, I was trying to deal with things happening. It's kind of hard to dealing with racial discrimination, especially. Reverend, I got to put this on the record here. I'm not even safe enough for my own skin sometimes. How do I mean about that one? I did a few videos on my own channel, The Diary of the Griever Named John Weaver, which is on YouTube, and put it under Wind Files. Or actually, I didn't. It's just humanity, I guess, or something. Morality I was in. And I was talking about my own darker nature. And unfortunately, as a kid, discovering that nature. And as an adult, trying to deal with that nature. You don't see behind me of those markings that would indicate that Mr. Hyde is won over. Make no mistake, Reverend, sometimes I do get in those kind of patterns and I still have to keep fighting among myself not to fall into that line. The problem is we're all susceptible to it, one way or another. We can try fooling ourselves. I haven't accepted it. I just have to acknowledge the damn thing that I've got that kind of capability. Already been demonstrated a few times in my youth and also in my adulthood. That's why I had to put it out there on record. See, I have to admit this out loud. I have to say this out loud. Because those who keep having this kind of a darker nature don't like to have it out there because it doesn't like the light. It doesn't want to be admitted, but it just wants to be conniving, and being carnivorous. Basically, it wants to chew you up, spit you out, and laugh in your face. I want to tell you, Reverend, that you're no damn good. Sorry, I got hair over here. You're no darn good. I'm getting into a characterization here. You being who you are, you're not like me, but you're just you. I know it's a comical thing, isn't it? But it's the still thing we've got going on with our own damn egos and our own megalomanias and our own fears and phobias about it. See, this is an ongoing thing with the human condition. Reverend, I'm an old fart, 57 years old, and I'm a young kid still in my diapers, apparently. I still have diapers anyway. Well, medical reasons. I had gone to college 30 something plus years ago and screwed up 2 years of it and then kicked out and worked full time because I had to. Long story short. And during those days, I still had to learn what it was like to work among the differences that just became a blur. They're human beings. That's the blur. Not being acutely aware of the differences, but just they're blur. They're homogenous of a way. And I'm not talking about the sexual. I'm talking about the biological. I'm talking about that they're human. See, during the days I kept working at different places left and right, and going to school, you're always well back in K through 12, you're always aware that you have differences. They make themselves aware. You get into fights because you're the wrong skin color. I got into fights because I was the wrong skin color in a neighborhood that was mostly made up of two others. And being a token white person, or a token white boy over the elementary school, this one place I got landed into before I graduated out of there, I learned what racism was all about. Cultural differences and the ignorance and indifference and everything else going on. If I understood what the Mexican language was, if I understood what Spanish was during that time, maybe I would have been able to come up with better counter insults. But I couldn't do that. But I also couldn't change my skin color, and I got picked on a lot. You move from one area that seemed to be blended in, and then you move into another area that was mostly black and Latina. Well, things happened. Here's the thing: I didn't want to hate. I'll hate the individual, but I won't hate the damn skin color. Come on. I even talked about this a while ago. I have to acknowledge what I've done. The reasons why I did my videos on my YouTube channel and talked about it. I know you're not going to be able to research the damn thing. You probably don't have enough time or staff for it. But that's alright. At least it's out there for perpetuity. But it's something I had to address on a constant basis. Not every single day, but when I'm getting into situations like this, I have to talk about it. I said before when I was out there working, there could have been the tensions out there, but I didn't want to. See, I wanted friends. Didn't matter who and what you were. These days, I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot, Rev. I've looked at myself and wondered, am I doing things the right way? Truth be told, I don't know anymore. Truth be told, I'm trying to back off from all of that damn crazy talk going in ahead concerning about how to hate the other person because they're so damn different. I got a neighbor. Yeah, black. Originally with me and my brother. You look at the pictures in the back. The big guy over there. That was taken back in 2002 when my mother and my brother were still alive. My brother, through a lot of things happening to us, moved into this apartment. It's a long story. I've got other videos to talk about it. Well, we had this one black guy, disabled. He helped us out with cookware that we needed. And we were able to get our own, washed up his stuff and gave it back to him and appreciated it and tried to keep up a cordial relationship with the guy. And several others. A lot of the people moved off. We still have a family or two that I still keep in contact in this apartment complex I live in. They became good friends. The gentleman who helped me out became an enemy because of misunderstandings and a situation happening that I guess he was still looking for loyalty, and I didn't give it to him. I gave it to a situation that required law enforcement. He cursed and cussed at me a great deal, even in front of management, and cursed me out and cussed me out and, doing the diss act on me. He even talked about my family. The only thing I can tell management is, look, it's going to take me a few hours just to get my own damn house in order at this point, literally. One midnight visitor can screw up things up left and right, and I didn't do things my neighbor's way, and he got pissed off about it. He's so damn pissed off he can't even talk to me. This happened about 2.5 years ago, I think. We haven't spoken to each other since. Pray for the bastard sometimes. But he's still angry because every time he sees me here, I haven't moved off, and it pisses him off. I can see it in his gait, I can see it in his eyes. Reverend, how can a person hold on to that much anger and hate? Unless he was so damn accustomed to it, it becomes worse than a damn jacket he was accustomed to wearing. Racism comes in all shapes and forms and packages there, Reverend. It's not white hating blacks. Even blacks hate each other. Whites can hate each other. Blacks can hate whites, and unfortunately we're stupid enough to keep following the white hating black. I pray for the guy. That's the only thing I can do for him. They don't want me to deal with him anymore. He gets intense and angry, worse than a Karen would. So I leave the bastard alone. I don't want to deal with him and his attitude. It's not very Christian, I know, but the only thing I can do is keep praying and putting it in God's hands and not mine. I'd like to find out what the hell happened that day that got screwed over. But one of these here days, I'm going to lose the opportunity, and then it's going to be gone in this planet. It's going to be gone on this plane. And we will never get it done and fixed, and that's to be a major regret in me. But then again, I still have to pray up to God and let His will be done. So, I don't know about you, but I got to go off to college. No, not to Dodgertown either. I'm going to a community college. Been going there for about several years, taking 2 classes at a time, even during the COVID nightmare. I've had a lot of emotional situations happening and a lot of grief mourning because of the loss of my family over the past 10 years. And this morning I'm coming back to the campus after a COVID scare. It wasn't from me. But I was warned to take some time off, and I did. So, coming back to see what the hell goes on at campus. Reverend, I will talk at you later, sir. God go with you, God walk with you, and God bless you, dude. We're all gonna need His help these days, that's for sure.